Well, hello everybody, this is Strong K again with another episode of First Impressions. Today, I want to look at Primordia, a new point-and-click adventure, made actually by Wormwood Studios, but published by Wadjet Eye Games. You know, very famous for their Blackwell series, or you know, having published Gemini Rue, Shiva, those kind of stuff. Basically old school like VGA point and click adventures. So if you're like into this genre, you have definitely heard of them. And this is their latest release. So let's get right to it and start a new game here. Yeah, it plays in a sort of post-apocalyptic world, and this game, for more than one reason, is actually highly reminiscent of Beneath a Steel Sky, by Revolution Software, like a '94 title, I think. But I'm gonna talk about the parallels between those two games in a second. I'm gonna let the intro roll. It's not that long, so you know, I'm gonna be back in a second.
Almost there. One more setting. One more piece of the unique is operational.
One down, 1 million to go. Speaking of which, boss, I found exactly none of the parts you wanted. A whole day at the junk pile, and all I turn up are a locker and some stupid conduits. Maybe next time. Boss, are you sure you got those settings right?
That came from down in engineering. Let's go.
Okay, so we're right in the action. Yeah, this is like a pretty standard point-and-click adventure fare. We can't do too much right now.
There's no time for that.
Because we don't have time for that.
There's no time for that.
So I'm going to talk about controls in a second. Let's just walk down to engineering. So you basically get an idea of what this is all about. And this is basically your base, or the ship that you're operating out of, at least for like the first part of the game. So let's go to engineering and watch the events unfold. And I'm gonna shut up again.
Boss?
Crispin, get behind me. Who are you and what do you want? Power.
I think he wants the power core, boss.
Stop right there. This ship belongs to me.
Forfeit. Enemy. Wonder.
I don't think he's too keen on private property.
Get away from the power core.
Forfeit.
Boss? Horatio? Come on, Horatio, wake up!
Oh.
Whew, you're okay.
What happened?
Well, Big Ugly threw you out of the ship. And then he said plunder. Again. And then he left with our power core.
Assad.
Yep.
How much charge have you got?
10%. You?
I'll be fine. We just need to get the emergency generator up and running. I told you it needed to be repaired.
Or we could just go to Metropole, city of glass and light. Free energy for one and all.
Don't believe everything you hear. Metropole is trouble. But if you want to go, you've got free will in a maglev unit.
With that guilt subroutine you put in me, I wouldn't even make it halfway.
Actually, with a 10% charge, you wouldn't even get that far. So I suggest we get the generator working.
You and your projects.
Man built us to build, Crispin. Now, come on.
So yeah, we are actually in the game. So this is basically where it starts. So like I said, this is pretty much standard point-and-click adventure fare. You just like walk around the screen, then with the right mouse button you can look at stuff,
I must have dropped my data pouch when I was thrown out of the unique.
and with the left button interact with the things. So basically like pick up stuff or use it.
Assad, its memory got wiped. Easy enough to add the good old junk pile's coordinates back in, though.
Right, and those are actually, you know, besides the inventory that you can see here, you know, you got the data pouch that we just picked up. So here goes all your stuff. You got Crispin that you can control, you know, let him do things.
That's crazy talk.
Right.
Crispin, could you reattach that engine to the unique?
Very funny, boss.
And then also you have the, you know, the data pouch. So basically everything, every piece of information that you can gather in this game will appear here, which is very convenient actually, so you don't have to write down stuff. And if you click on this question mark while looking at it,
Pouch is registered to
you get like closer information, you know, on what's being stored here. Like right now this is the only information that we have. You can also switch to the map, which in the beginning, like in this wasteland section, is the only way of traveling between you know, different locations. But later on it will basically become a convenient tool to just, you know, shortcut to different locations in the game. Yeah, I was talking about the parallels or the similarities to Beneath the Steel Sky, and there are actually many. I mean, obviously the graphical style is very similar. It's like a VGA graphic. You know, unlike Beneath the Steel Sky, this, I think, not to my knowledge, you know, it does not have.
It's a segment of Gordium electrical conduit.
It doesn't have like backgrounds painted by Dave Gibbons, I think. You know, you know, it's like the comic book painter or illustrator, I should say. But you know, it's like still the graphical style is the same. Then we have a protagonist. You know, we are a robot, obviously. I mean, that much is clear by now. But we also have a little robot sidekick. You know, not unlike in Beneath the Steel Sky, where I think his name was Joey. I'm not sure. Like, my memory is kind of foggy. It's been a long time since I played that one. But then obviously, you know, it's like you got the host, the whole post-apocalyptic, you know, setting. Like you got this this wasteland, and you got this one metropolis that, you know, still stands out. And we're gonna, like, this metropole city Crispin was talking about. And also obviously, like, also gonna like give this away a little bit, not too much, but it becomes very apparent very early in the game that there's more to what meets the eye. You know, it's like considering Horatio's past here. You know, not unlike the occasions or the events that transpire in Beneath the Steel Sky. What this game actually is going for it, it's like you already saw this probably.
Crispin, when I told you to find a new spark plug, did you just shove my conductive putty into the old one?
Maybe.
No wonder the generator isn't working. At least the putty is still good. There's supposed to be a power-bearing conduit between this socket and the ship, but I never got around to putting one together.
Now who's the procrastinator?
So yeah, the game actually lives a lot. Like, a lot of its allure comes from the, you know, like the relationship between those two guys, Horatio and Crispin. And you know, this is like the dynamic that entails. So this is actually nicely done. I mean, obviously you can also use them to solve certain puzzles. Like, for example, we see this lamp.
Thinking, leaving all my lanterns up there.
And then if you want,
I can reach that.
if you want to pick it up, he says that. So obviously you can use Crispin to do that for us.
Sure thing, boss.
Yeah, I obviously should have said that. It's now maybe a little bit late, but obviously I'm gonna spoil some of the things that are gonna be happening in the game.
I always wanted to be able to fly. That's why I built you with a maglev unit.
Not so that you could store tools on hard-to-reach ledges.
Well, that too.
So yeah, this is. I mean, I'm trying to keep this to a minimum. You basically, but if you show off stuff in a point-and-click adventure game, you know, this is like one of the things that actually you cannot avoid, really, like showing something off the story and, you know, solving some of the puzzles.
More Gordium conduit.
but which is okay. Like I said, I try to keep that to the minimum. Also, like to the first part of the game, so you know you basically get the idea of what to expect here. I have to say though that the game is more about the backstory, and like you know it's very dialogue heavy. I'm gonna also show you an example of that later on. Not so much your like lateral thinking type of puzzle solving that is required. So for example, you know, there's not an awful lot of stuff that you
Not a bad idea, but it can't carry enough of a charge, and it isn't sticky enough to hold them in place.
so you know it's not necessarily like you know combine the knife with the potato to make a stamp and then stamp the passport to get access to the castle, whatever. You know, it's not like that. It actually the puzzles are mostly logical, pretty like solvable like in a pretty easy fashion. I mean, there are you know the occasion. There's like I think 2 occasions where there's like pixel hunting involved.
If you're ever wondering what I would do, feel free to just ask.
I'll keep that in mind.
Right, and this is actually what Crispin just mentioned here. He also serves as a you know built-in help system. So whenever you have a question about like what's going on, what you should do next, maybe you can simply talk to him.
Boss, maybe we should try to get back inside the Unique and make sure everything's okay.
So that you basically get like you know nudge in the right direction.
What would man do, boss?
But some of the stuff is just like you know basic nonsense
Okay.
or
I
generic
know what to do,
gibberish.
but I'll give it to you in code.
Like here.
I don't want to spoil the surprise. Tabaslu 135, Gabaslu 122, Maba.
Crispin, that's not code. That's just gibberish.
You always ruin everything, boss.
So yeah, so it's not necessarily like you know like it's gonna solve the game for you. It's just like I said, a push into the right direction. Actually, what is like a strong suit of the game is you know its non-linearity, and what I mean by that I will demonstrate best I think if I just load a save game here, like so. Okay, this one I have to warn you because I'm gonna totally spoil the whole puzzle of this thing. So if you want to play this first, if you already can make an informed decision about whether or not to pick this up, you may stop or like skip the video. But I'm gonna solve the puzzle. I think this is a good example. This is pretty early in the game as well. Probably like I don't know, like an hour into the game maybe. So you know I'm not giving away too much here. But if you want to play this for yourself, skip it, because I will tell you how this works. And obviously there's like more than one solution to the whole thing, so I'm going to spoil both of them for you. There you go. You have been warned. Now would be an excellent point to skip that. If you're still with me, I'm going to give you the backdrop of what's going on here. So basically, we see this like this shell here of the Gamma robot, and its AI is hiding in one of those monitors. So what he actually, and we have to capture it, like or like transfer it back to you know further progress in the game. What we actually have to do here is to capture him. So I think he's currently hiding in monitor 3. So we can basically click on him.
What? Impossible. Double or nothing.
And then he, you know, starts this game anew. And what this actually is that, you know, you will see those screens flickering, and, you know, whatever screen lights up last, he's going to be hiding in. So I think it was 4. I'm not sure because I didn't pay attention. Yeah, okay.
The wrong one.
Okay, let's try again. So this would be monitor 1.
Impossible. Double or nothing.
Again, monitor 1.
Do you think I can? Try again.
Okay, this is total coincidence, I promise. Usually you can, this is not always monitor 1. Yeah, like so.
Time, and we'll stop.
So yeah, so basically what you could do is like this can go on forever, and you can just you know try to capture or try to catch him that way.
This time I promise.
So an alternate solution to this, like if you you know, have no clue what's going on here, or you didn't realize that, you know, the monitors are actually flickering, giving away the position of the AI. What you can do is once you have this sensor, you can actually scan those things.
It's not detecting any energy. It's not detecting any energy.
And obviously,
It's not detecting any energy. It's detecting energy.
cool. So we actually know that, you know, Gamma is hiding in here.
Just once more. This time I promise.
Okay, so you have, like, you know, this is like the second way of solving this. Why am I showing this off? I mean, basically because this puzzle allows you to either, it's not so much of a logic puzzle, it's like more of a, like an alternate solution that does not involve, you know, inventory items. But you also can use them to solve the thing, and you will encounter this a lot, actually. You can, you know, it's like, be it a, like a dialogue tree puzzle, stuff like that. There are multiple solutions to different things. So what we're going to do now, actually, I mean, we're not going to solve this by clicking on the monitors here. What we can do, and this also I'm going to spoil, is just let me check
It's not detecting any energy.
where he is right now.
It's not detecting any.
Oh, it doesn't really matter. We have a plasma torch in our inventory, so what we can do is, like, we can sort of, like, you know, slim down Gamma's options to hide by simply destroying the monitors.
What are you doing, you fool?
This is for your own good.
Who's smart now, Gamma?
And then again, I think he is in number 2 now.
It's not detecting. It's not.
Yeah, so we can basically, like, blow this monitor here.
Stop that. Stop that at once.
You must reunite with the others. You know that.
Okay, and then again, we can scan for
It's not
energy.
detecting.
Okay, so we can actually.
Spare me. I beg you. Spare me.
Spare you. Gamma, I'm trying to save you. You are mad, not free.
Just what do you intend to do now, slaver?
I'm going to tell Alpha and Beta that you cannot hide anymore.
No.
Yes.
Right, so we have actually managed to trap Gamma in
It's the
monitor
system monitor I trapped Gamma in.
monitor number 2. And that is, like, one possibility, you know, of solving this. A second option would be, and let me load the save again. So, you know, like we already know, use the sensor.
It's detecting energy.
Okay, he's hiding in monitor number 3. I'm gonna be, like, try to be very fast here in order to skip parts of the dialogue that's gonna reveal some of the backstory. I hope I'm successful. If not, I'm gonna leave it, you know, a hint in the description so you can actually skip past that, you know, in order not to reveal the backstory of the game. So let's try to do that real quick. We're gonna actually use the plasma torch on the monitor that he is hiding in.
Boss?
I was trying to corner him and make him come out.
But I think you killed him.
No, that was just a monitor. Wherever his program is hiding, it's somewhere deeper. But I think I did seal him off. But I can't see how to catch him now.
I guess when your only tool is a plasma torch, everything looks like it needs welding.
Did you have any better ideas?
I'm just a sidekick, boss. All I have to do is make snide remarks. Ideas are your job.
Okay. So yeah, that's just, like, also will solve, you know, so also will allow you to progress in the game. It will solve the situation as well. It's slightly different though, and the outcome, like, you know, depending on what you do here, you know, will alter the game, and possibly, I'm not sure if this exactly will give you a different ending. It might though, but you know, you will get, like, more information on the backstory, and or different information, I should say, depending on your actions here. What it will also do is, you know, give you certain achievements, which are located here. So I think this one is unlocked now. It's like use brawn instead of brains. So, you know, depending what you do, you get the achievements, and this actually quite frequently happens towards the end of the game. I think in total this game may have like 7 or 8 different endings, like easily, and they're also like meaningful. I mean, depending really on your actions. I assume that there's a good or like the best possible ending, and they're like worse endings. But you know, they all make sense. Like, it's depending on your personal decision and like your whole attitude towards certain actions or certain characters that you will meet later. You will actually get different endings, which is cool. I mean, they're all satisfactory, like in a way or another, because yeah, they feel right. They feel very organic. It's not like, you know, oh, okay, so this is a bad ending. I mean, obviously, like I said, there are some endings that are, you know, yeah, I don't know. How should I put it? It's like more obviously good than others, I would say. You know, without spoiling too much here, because I really don't want, because I think give this away because I really think that this is one of the strong suits of the whole thing. So you can actually influence the story and like how the story unfolds, you know, by choosing like different types. And this actually happens for a game that is only like 8 or 10 hours long. Actually happens a lot. There's like a lot of possibility here to you know, influence or like look for alternative solutions to puzzles. Right. The next example I want to show you guys real quick is the like this whole dialogue thing. This again is seen very early in the game, so I'm not spoiling too much here. And we actually, you know, you can see like we have a bomb here, and you know, you can see what's going on. Ever Faithful is protecting this thing, and we obviously need access to this bomb, so we have to actually talk to this guy. And like I said, this game is very dialogue heavy. Like
What is that thing?
That thing, or defile not thy tongue, wanderer. Yon shrine is a relic of the Primordian, ancient and glorious. Imbued with man's power, it changed the very sand to crystal.
Did he just say power?
Yes, yes he did.
yeah, remember we were looking for a power source.
I'm looking for a power source, and I detected one here. Can you help? This is a matter of life and death.
Power is not mine to bestow, wanderer. It is the gift of man, yea, the very spark of life in our iron shells. Who am I to usurp that sacred power?
I'm not sure I was clear.
Nay, thou wert clear, wanderer, but thy question leads only to darkness. Ask another.
Right. So, and obviously, you know, in order to get access, we have to get on the good side of this guy here. So we pretend, or you know, we click this the option, the dialogue option. I'm also a humanist.
I am also a humanist.
So I taught thee, wanderer. If thou hast kept the faith, then unto this shrine thou mayest pay devotion. But this is the relic for the adept, not the neophyte, wanderer. And I must know that thou hast not fallen into darkness and heresy. Answer me these questions 3, that I may know thou art faithful still. Why are we here?
So yeah, obviously, you know, now you have different answers to this question, and you know, you can actually pick the right one by like getting to know about the backstory of the game. There's you know, possibilities to find out more about that. For now, let's just
I don't know.
stick with I don't know.
Not worthy of this shrine. Go now and study the teachings of man.
Right. Because I don't want to basically spoil this as well. Just to give you like an idea, this actually happens a lot. Yeah, I mean, by now basically you know if this is for you or not. Personally, me, I liked it a lot, even though it is pretty short, and this is actually...
Do we really have to sit around next to a giant bomb?
Right. I mean, what this game has going for it is clearly like the character design, also the dialogues are pretty like, they're funny, but they're also like serious enough. You know, they're like not in your face type of humor. There are actually obscure references. For example, let me click on this mailbot here.
Nothing worth salvaging.
What about that big glass bowl?
Yeah, I could slap some duct tape on it and wear it over my head. I don't think so.
So like that kind of, you know, like if you're adventure, like point and click adventure savvy, you have gotten this reference. That it was a pure coincidence. I was just sending to this guy here. You know, it's like a little hint. It's a Lucasfilm Games adventure. You know, if you know what I'm talking about, maybe also correct me, but you know, leave a comment and let me know. So the thing is, this is kind of what the game does. Like, it takes itself seriously enough to be like not in your face type of like, hey, I'm playing, you know, there's like a three-headed monkey behind you, that kind of stuff. You know, definitely not. I mean, also later on in the city, there's like a lot of referential stuff that's kind of like, you know, very subtle. You know, if you know it and you know it's there and you'll get it. If not, it doesn't really matter. You know, you're not gonna. It's not gonna be like a hiccup in the game. It's like, oh, that was odd. What was that all about? So that is really nicely done. Like, the dialogues are cool. I mean, they're pretty lengthy and you know elaborate, but they're also well made. The characters are interesting. The backstory is cool. It's not so much, you know, that the story will give you a lot of you know, so it's not going to blow your mind. It's like, oh my god, you know, what happened to mankind and this kind of stuff. I think it's pretty obvious what went on here. But at least, you know, it's yeah, for like a game of that length, you know, it does its job very well. Also, the puzzles are cool. You know, they're the inventory puzzles are kept at a minimum, or like they're actually balanced with like logic puzzles and dialogue tree puzzles. And this is something that I actually miss in adventure games these days. That they're that there's a lot of emphasis on like combining items and like picking up stuff and giving it to people, or doing you know, very crazy things with them. And this is not it's like always beneficial, because of course there's like, you know, some allure to that, or like, you know, there's something to be gained here by like, you know, this lateral thinking. Is like, oh yeah, this is a really funny idea, I should have thought about that myself, or you know, actually this is like a more of a, like a story-driven game. This is what it has going for it. So if you can, like, if the graphics are for you, if that's cool, if you are interested in the story, you know, the game, I would wholeheartedly recommend it for you. I think it's going for $9.99 on Wadjet Eye Games, and currently for $8.99 on GOG. I'm going to post the links in the description. This is definitely a recommendation for me, especially or specifically if you like adventure games. Even if you don't, if you're just interested in a cool story and you know you don't plan on like clicking your way through screens here nights on end, this is also cool. There was a boxed version available for, I think, $20 if I'm not mistaken, but that offer may already have expired. I'm not really sure. If it's still up, it's gonna be on the Wadjet Eye website. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video here of mine. If you did, as always, you know, go nuts in the comment section. I don't know, add me to your subscription list, like this video, whatever. I'm happy about feedback, basically. That's what I'm going to say. If you know what this reference was about, leave me a comment. As always, I hope you enjoyed this little thing of mine here, and I would definitely hope to see you...
Remember that time I brought that magnet back to the unique and accidentally wiped part of your memory?
No.
Yeah, aren't magnets great?
Yeah. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Alright, bye-bye.